On the left side, we've got Sardine, our Goo player. And
in the southwestern position, the current King of the Hill for GameReplays.org, GGReplays.com, King of the Hill Season 1, it is the Red Human Zlex.
Yeah, well, I'm impressed by Zlex, I have to say that. I mean, winning so much games with so much confidence. I mean, come on, man. Who can beat him?
Even though he hasn't, like, won every series 2-0 or anything like that, he has still just been dominating since he first showed up, taking down Verdi 2-0, taking down Sarcasm 2-1, taking down ZX Ganon 2-1, and now he's in another best of 3. And actually, oh, good,
one shot left.
Yeah, if that Drover would have gone down, that's such a big problem for Goo.
Yeah. Well, the regeneration on the Goo unit is insane though, so he will be up to full HP in any second.
Yep, and Zlex goes immediately into the factory. Now a small Protean is being broken off for Sardine. He's not going super crazy eco, trying to go up to 2 mothers right away.
Yeah, most people like to do that. Well, small Protean, which will be early harassment. I like what's going on here.
And of course, small Protean's one of the fastest ground units in the game. It's tied with a couple of other units, the Drover being one of them, for the fastest ground unit in the game. So I know they've been causing some people some trouble. Some people don't think that small Proteans should necessarily have a movement speed of 150 or anything like that.
Yeah, it's 150 indeed.
Yeah, Zlex heads into the main base, and based on where the Drover was earlier on, he knows where his opponent spawned. But now that he moves in there, he's like, oh, there's no Mother Goo there. And that's, of course, because Sardine is moving out around the map. He's trying to get that Mother Goo up.
Oh, 1 HP left on that Rover.
Oh, my word, again?
Again.
That control from Sardine, man. Although now he's kind of caught in a corner if Zlex actually notices.
He misses it, though.
Rough.
Rough, indeed. And I have to say, the Mother Goo just moving all over the map. Is he going for some sort of all-in here?
I mean, he could be. He could also just be trying to make as much use of these kind of 13 pools as possible. He's got another small Protean out on the map. He's currently Harvester harassing Zlex in his main base. And Zlex, I mean, he's got 2 factories, but his production just is not very good.
No. I mean, the Mother Goo is just closing in. Whenever he gets into the main base, it could be GG right away.
Yeah, small Proteans have really bad DPS versus buildings because they don't really have any penetration, but Mother Goos, they've got pretty good damage versus buildings, and with more and more small Proteans being built up on the map, I mean, with so few units, Zlex is going to have a hard time actually holding this off. Finally, the anti-heavy Sentinel is coming down.
Yeah, will it be in time though? I mean, Mother Goo almost dead, 3 small Proteans in his base.
Yeah, this is a lot of splitting potential for Sardine, a lot of things to micro around with the fast speed and the melee attack, so it's going to be coming down to Zlex's control and these anti-heavy Sentinels.
Wow, the anti-7 are going down so fast.
Yeah, and both of the Tridents getting caught, there's not really any hope for them to escape. One of them goes down oh so quickly, the other one is getting tanked as well. Now this Mother Goo, if it goes down, that would have... it's not going to be going down, and there's a transform into Striders.
Yeah, it's a kind of all-in rush by the Goo player.
Yep. And this is why a lot of people don't like the Goo. Now there's one more anti-heavy Sentinel coming online for Zlex, but at this point, if this one anti-heavy Sentinel kills everything for Sardine, that'll be what we call a throw by Sardine.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, even at this point, Sardine...
87 HP, oh, 96!
Oh my word, this Mother Goo is playing with fire.
Come on, shoot the Mother Goo, man! You can win right here, 80!
Oh
60!
My word, he's actually getting her down pretty far.
Oh man, come on, transport it, kill it!
He is actually dealing with the Striders now that they're in kind of lower numbers. But the anti-heavy Sentinel, the second one, if it comes online, the GG comes out, and Sardine is pretty much a done. Maybe, I don't know.
One shot? Oh, GG so there.
Yeah, I don't know that he needed to commit so far with the Mother Goo. Like, he went in and he did his damage, and then he just didn't do anything after that. And the Striders were a nice move, but he could have gone out and started working on other things.
Indeed. On the top, Zlex, our current king. 1-0 in this series against...
In the south, the Goo player, he's blue. He is Sardine.
You gotta love how the Goo looks, though. I mean...
Like, even on all low settings, the mother Goo looks pretty cool.
Yeah, he does. Well, last series I streamed the match in lower settings, and I just discovered that it doesn't matter at all. Even if I play on ultra or on low, my frames per second are exactly the same.
Huh. That is weird.
It is weird indeed. Well, during early and mid game I've got like frames per second around 40, 50, 60, maybe even higher, and during mid game it will be around 30ish, which is not that good considering I have a pretty beastie computer, but
yeah,
they told me they're optimizing it, so
yeah. Which is one of those things that even like you see big game studios, AAA publishers like Ubisoft have really badly optimized games. So it's not too big of a surprise when a smaller studio... Oh, the stutter step from Zlex! It's not actually working. He was trying to stutter step all cutely there. And unfortunately, this Drover is caught in a bad position.
Oh, he will get it. One shot left. Yes!
I think,
oh, there he goes.
Yes. If he could have gotten a little bit of that regen, he could have survived one more shot, but... Zlex opening up one refinery into another refinery. So he's going for that safety factory like we saw him do in the previous series versus ZX Ganon. Now Sardine isn't moving his mother around like we saw as much in the other one. He's breaking off. Okay, so we went double, well, the equivalent of like double refinery with the second mother Goo.
Double mother.
Yeah.
As if one mother chasing you is not bad enough yet.
Yeah. It can be rough, but again, with how many cliffs are on this map, I mean, of course, there's the brush that units can hide in, but of course, along the southern part of the map, even if that one mother, the mother in the very south position, even if she starts taking a little bit of fire, she can just escape to the other side of the map really quite easily and start harvesting over there.
Well, yeah, but Sardine knows that the human player cannot have that many units, so one small Protean and you're fine. I mean, 4 Drovers can easily kill off the units that the human player can send to you, so he knows he will be fine.
Yeah, of course the problem is if you try to just engage with the mother Goo by itself because of how slowly it moves. Now Sardine is going to be splitting off a small Protean there from his very southernmost mother Goo, and of course if Zlex lets it, this mother Goo, or this small Protean, will eventually catch up to that Trident.
3 against 1 Protean.
Yeah, he's trying to split his units. You saw he preemptively split them a little bit there, just in preparation for the upcoming engagement. But he didn't necessarily need that just yet. He's hiding in the brush, just waiting for that opportune moment. Yeah. And he's added on a couple more factories and an extra refinery.
Yeah, he's going for the eco build. Just cautious eco build. Like, build enough units, but make sure you not get outproduced by many mother Goos.
Yeah, you can see by the way he's adding on like 1 refinery, 1 factory, 1 refinery, 1 factory. Now he's up to his 3 refinery. He's adding on a couple more factories because once he gets that eco rolling, I mean, that's 30 cred a second. He can spend quite a few of that on those low tier units. Now the Tridents, they see the small Protean, moving out. And Zlex could actually get his economy camped a little bit here, but with 4 factory production, that's going to be hard for 1 small Protean to shut down.
Yeah, that's nearly impossible. He just probably wants to kill some harvesters and that's it. Oh dear, not paying attention there. I mean, there's not much he can do now.
Yep, Zlex needs to split his units. You can see
he didn't even morph his units. Come on, man.
Ooh.
Or how do you say that? Morph? That's something from StarCraft.
I mean, I think it's still morphing. I'm not actually sure what like the lore correct term is, Oh, this Mother Goo actually would have had enough to produce a small Protean, but she actually lost that extra bit of HP. However, Zlex, the stutter step is not good enough. He's going to lose all 3 of these tridents, which buys that extra bit of security for one of the Mother Goos. Now, the Mother Goo in the very southernmost position is going to be taking a little bit of fire, maybe. Oh, he splits it off into a small Protean. Zlex needs to split, otherwise he's just going to be overwhelmed. Nice control by Sardine there, locking down pretty much everything.
I'm not sure about the Striders though. Why not building Drovers?
I'm not actually sure. I build Striders so infrequently. Like, most of the time when I play Goo, I do this kind of, you know, something similar to what Sardine is doing, and then I just get so many Drovers and just leave them, well, so many small Proteans and then just morph them, like, in their base as Drovers. Just because it's fun to see, like, 44 units pop out at once. I haven't actually really taken a look at the Strider very much.
Well, I mean, the Drover does, how do you say, splash damage. So,
yeah,
I'm not sure why you want to choose for a Strider. I mean, splash damage against, you know, tier 1 units. It's the safe choice.
Well, I know Striders can be effective versus Beta, just in sniping down the small and medium hubs. Like, that's an entirely different situation, though. So, yeah, in this case, the Drovers may just be the better choice all around for the kind of tier 1 unit composition that Zlex is going for. But now up to 4 Mother Goos is Sardine. He's got them split along the north part of the map, and as long as he's able to kind of capture all of these extra resource nodes, he's going to get to a pretty overwhelming number of production units pretty soon.
Yeah, and don't forget, I'm only 4 extractors from human, but he has like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factories, so he can produce units, a lot of units pretty fast, but I'm not sure if his economy can hold on into mid-late game.
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to see Zlex do the same thing that he did in the previous game, which was start to spread out his economy a little bit and really fuel those large factories as he adds them on. But Sardine is starting to get to that critical mass of Mother Goos. He's actually building a couple of Tempests here, which is very important in locking down the monitors of his opponent. Especially with a human player, you want to have the advantage of the cliffs and the high ground over them. And of course, with those monitors, they'll be able to shoot you.
Indeed. Again, picking up units pretty much everywhere. I mean, if he would have used all those Proteans he had and just morphed them all into Drovers, he just would have contained Zlex in his base.
He very well could have, but for right now he's playing very defensive. As we can see, he's holding, I think, 6 small Proteans on kind of the south side of the map, and he's got a couple of more small Proteans, I think, split other places. Now, Zlex, in this particular game versus Goo, he's doing a much better job of scouting. Versus Human, you don't have to be worried about, like, the hidden expos as you do versus Beta and versus Goo. So the scouting by Zlex is much more thorough in this game. And he's trying to keep an eye on everything. He's flying over the cliffs, and he's going to get a reasonable idea of what his opponent is doing. But unless Zlex starts to actually eat away some of these mothers, I don't know that the production will be able to be stopped. We'll have to see, but Zlex is going to have a rough time.
Well, yeah, but the Goo is on 2 sides of the map, and the production of Zlex will skyrocket in a moment. So, yeah. Oh dear. He built Tempest. Oh my dear.
Oh, that's a lot of Tempest.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, that should have all been Drovers or something like that.
Yeah. So Sardine is gonna lose 1 Mother Goo.
Oh dear.
That's a lot of. That's quite the misclick.
Yeah.
I mean, when you've got. Is that like 6? I think that was 6 small Proteans that he just
at least
morphed into Tempest.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 5 or 6.
Yeah, that could have been like 30 Drovers or 25 Drovers or something.
Oh, I hit the wrong hotkey.
Ooh, yeah, that is not good. Well, there goes a lot of the offensive capabilities of Sardine. He's not quite out of it yet. If he's able to trap this small group of units, that would be very nice. But Zlex is just going to be running around the map, and again, like we saw in some of the previous games, if Zlex's multitasking and eco-harassment can just pull apart Sardine, this could be pretty bad. Now, Sardine is moving forward, lots of small Proteans, morphs them all into Drovers, and now he's got a healthy number of Drovers.
They eat through the units, man. Splash damage.
Oh, it's so good. And they shoot while moving, which is perhaps their best attribute. Like, they're so fast.
Well, what I would like to see from Zlex is that he scouted the top region. I mean, he has monitors out, and I don't think he has any idea that there are 3 mothers on the northern.
Yeah.
I mean,
they've been sitting there for like 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's a bit sloppy in my opinion. He scouted everything else, but not the most obvious side in my eyes.
Yep. Unfortunately for Zlex, though, he doesn't quite know about that. But yeah, without really knowing about those mothers, because the mothers are pretty. They're not exactly protected well.
Did you spot the teleporter?
I did not.
They
Is it already constructed?
Yeah, and there are units moved in.
Oh.
And with units, I mean lancers.
Okay, so he's got like 6 lancers.
Yeah, I saw 3 lancers moving in. That's it. I think it were lancers. I hope so. That it were not gladiators.
Oh, Zlex is actually using a pretty big blob of units here. Now, of course, the Goo with that melee attack is going to be able to absolutely shred through that tier 1. That was a nice victory.
Eaten alive.
Yeah, those are the kind of moves that make people say Goo is OP. And then, of course, if these small Proteans start to get low on HP, he can mass transform them or mass morph them into just a ton of Drovers, would be my guess. Although maybe he could go Tempest again.
Would be fun to see another misclick. Well, not fun actually, but it would be so bad. Okay. I'm curious to see what will happen here. Losing many Proteans. Come on, man. More of them.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay, no, he does morph them there. Now, this is a lot of Striders, which is pretty reasonable anti-armor DPS, but if they actually, well, maybe if they don't focus down the Lancers, it's not very good anti-unit DPS, but there's the GG, and Zlex remains your King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, indeed. A solid performance today from Zlex.
Yeah, taking out all oncomers. Now, Sardine made a couple of critical mistakes in that game, and I think one of them was certainly morphing the Tempests. But again, how good are these Striders actually? I haven't actually seen them perform very well in battles. It seems that in a lot of situations, just the mass Drover is so much better.
Well, they are better.